Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I have a different video for you today. Today I'm doing a card tutorial, and if you're interested in learning more about this, you can head over onto my blog. I do my card tutorials on my blog and my YouTube channel in case you guys need more things to reference later on when you're trying to replicate a card. Today I'm featuring the Stampendous stamp set, and it's one of the cling stamp sets that I found at Tuesday Morning, and this is called Jumbo Lovely Garden. It's a great set with beautiful florals, so you get 3 flowers and 1 butterfly and 1 leaf. And I'm cutting down some Canson XL watercolor paper to stamp on today to put inside my stamping tool. And I took out the foam piece so I can use the cling rubber stamps in it, which is really great about these stamping tools. You can use either size stamp, clear, or rubber stamps. So here I'm using my EK Success Tools powder tool so I can heat emboss this without the embossing powder sticking all over the paper. This actually did not work very well. I think I need to reattach the brush on the end so it flows better. But I'm going to place all these images here so I can color them afterwards. And there is a coordinating die set, but I do not have this. So I'm going to have to cut them by hand later. So I'm going to stamp them with my VersaFine ink so they're black outlines, and then heat emboss them with my Wow Clear embossing powder. If you have any questions about products used, I always have them linked down below if they're still available. But again, I can always help you guys find something if you're looking for it, so leave me a comment if you're interested. So the VersaFine's great on rubber stamps. These are gray rubber stamps instead of red rubber, but that's fine. And I'm just going to ink those up pretty well and make sure my magnets are out of the way, and then stamp them firmly. If you don't have a stamping tool, I recommend getting a stamping mat. It's this foam sheet you can put under while you're stamping that helps get the impressions more suited for your paper. I have one somewhere. I think it's by the brand Doris, but the stamping tool works in a similar way. So now that those are stamped, I'm going to set this aside after I clean off my stamps. I just use baby wipes if you're wondering. I do want to invest in a stamp chamois, but I haven't gotten around to it yet. If you guys have used one, let me know in the comments down below how you like it. I heard it's pretty great. So now I'm going to move that stuff to the side and do heat embossing. So I grab a scratch piece of paper to catch my loose powder and simply pour the powder on top of the stamped images. And then this is again Wow Clear embossing powder, and I think it's called Glossy. I'll have it linked down below. I have a new clear embossing powder that I want to try, so if you guys want to see more card videos, let me know in the comments down below. I absolutely love making cards. It's just they're a lot harder to film, so bear with me as I get used to this new process. If you have any tips for filming card videos, also let me know. And if you guys want to see less or more for my card videos, also let me know. I try to cut out the boring stuff. So now I'm going to heat emboss this using my Paper Studio heat gun. I do also want to upgrade my heat gun, but I'm trying to decide between which ones. I hear the Tim Holtz one's okay, and then there's a Wagner one that's also supposed to be really good. So I'm going to save my pennies for one of those someday. But for now, this is the Paper Studio one. You do have to let it heat up for quite a bit, and this is sped up if you're looking for slower videos. I know Jennifer McGuire does really lovely videos. If you haven't checked her out, definitely do. She has great inspiration for using your products in unique ways. So now we're moving on to coloring. Now this is sped up quite a bit, just so you guys didn't have to sit and watch me pull out colors. But I'm using light pink number 26 and light carmine number 21 with my water brush. So you'll see me doing it here, and I don't need to explain it too much, but these are my Zig Clean Color water brush markers. And I know Amazon Prime Day passed a little bit ago when you're watching this, but I did invest in some Arteza water brush pens, and you'll be seeing a review of both of those on my channel very soon. I'll do a comparison for you as well in case you're interested. So be on the lookout for that, and subscribe if you're not already if you'd like to watch that. So I'm going to skip around on all the petals, starting with the color on the dark side of the petal, which is on the inside sections, and then using water to pull that color out towards the outer sections of the petals. And I will go around a couple times to add a bit more color. They were starting to turn peachy instead of pink, so I did go back and try to fix that. And of course leaving the lighter color for the inside of the petals for the middle, because you want to make sure your flower has variance without being too one-toned. So that's where the water brush really comes in. It helps you stretch your markers to be different variations of the same color. So that is the end of that pink flower. Now I'm going to move on to the leaf for something a little bit different, and I'm using olive green, which is number 43, and mid green, which is number 46. I do plan on doing a swatch book of my Zig Clean color marker, so let me know in the comments down below if you guys would rather see a live video of that, or if you just want to see me create a swatch book, a regular video on how to create a swatch book and why you should. So now I'm just going to use my purples for the purple flower, number 83 and number 80. And I did the same exact technique as I did with the other flower, using the darker colors on the outer petals, starting at the inside section of the petal and then pulling it outward. And I did that same exact technique for the leaf as well. And you really want to go along the lines of the stamp as well, so you can see there's a lot of fold lines on these, and I try to put the darker color there as well, or the brighter color, just to give it more depth and dimension. And when I'm using my water brush, I'm not using a lot of water. I don't know if I mentioned that already. I'm just simply putting enough on the water at the tip of the brush so there's already water in it. But I'm not squeezing out water. I'm just moving the color along the paper. And this is why I like to use the watercolor paper from Canson, because it is meant for getting water on it, and it won't pill like normal papers will. So if you have any watercolor paper recommendations, leave me a comment down below. I know I need to try, I think it's Strathmore's brand, but I haven't been able to find a coupon that'll let me buy enough of it so I can feel like I can try it. And for my last flower, I went with another pink tones. You'll see me testing them off to the side to see how they blend. But the ones I ended up choosing were, I think, pale pink, number 28, and light pink, number 26. So those are the ones I picked out, and this is a very lighter flower. It does have that peachier color to it, and again, using the lighter colors on the inside of the flower, and then using the darker ones on the outside petals, just to give variation and depth. So now that I cut those out, I'm going to move over onto my card base. This is 110-pound craft cardstock, and I'll have a link down below if I can find it. I just used this stuff from Joann's or Michael's, and I'm scoring that in half, and then I'm taking the front half of the card and scoring that in half. So it's going to be at 4 1/4, or at 5 1/2, and then at 2 1/4. So you'll get a Z fold card. So Jennifer McGuire just did a series on these, and that's why I was inspired to make a Z-fold card, and I figured, I know I have a lot of scrapbookers on this channel who don't make cards, but I know you guys have the stamps to make cards, so I thought this would be a fun challenge for you guys to try out. And I bought this beautiful stamp, and it's from Impression Obsession. It's a beautiful rose pattern stamp, and it doesn't fit in my stamping tool. I'm so sad about it. So I decided to pull out this stamp, which is a woodblock stamp that I was racked one time. Not sure of the brand. I think it's a Canadian brand, and I decided to go for a Versamark look, just to make a little kiss of color on this side of the panel. So I'm just doing the very, very front panel to give some texture behind my flowers. And if you saw me playing with the flowers earlier, I'm going to have the large one hang off towards the middle where I can write my message on the inside of the card. And again, I'll have Jennifer's video linked down below. She has a ton more examples that use a ton more products and a ton more ideas. I just needed a wedding card, so I decided to make a video of it while I was at it. And if you guys did enjoy this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. I do plan on making more card videos. If you guys have requests for cards you want to see, masculine cards I've heard before, so I'm going to work on some of those. I have some birthdays coming up that I need to make cards for, so we'll see what we can do. And to secure this, I'm using my tape adhesive, which is from American Crafts, and some liquid adhesive just to give an extra strong bond. You don't want your card falling apart when the recipient opens it. That would be tragic. So I'm also going to glue down the leaves right there. And of course, these two little flowers are just going to be tucked in the middle, so when you open it up, you have a nice floral surprise. So I'm also going to glue those down with the same exact glues. My American Crafts Sticky Thumb tape adhesive, and then my Scotch Quick Dry glue. And of course I needed a sentiment on the card, so I decided to pull out a scrap piece of watercolor paper and stamp the word congratulations with my VersaFine black ink. And I'm going to cut it into a little strip and then do a diagonal cut to give it a little bit more interest on the end. And I'll just use my Cutter Bee scissors for that. And that'll also hang off, which is a little bit scary. I haven't done one of these cards in so long, and it's not going in the mail, so I'm a little bit less concerned about it falling apart since it's going to be hand delivered. But we'll see how it lasts. I'm sure my friend will tell me once she gets it. And now we have to glue on the inside flowers, which are so beautiful. I'm glad I got to use all three. That's one thing I don't like doing about stamping images and coloring them in, is that I don't know if I'll use them all on the same card, so I'm never sure what to color them. That's just one of those things I have. So I'm going to glue these down, and I do like to use liquid adhesive because it is a thicker paper. So if you are using a watercolor paper that's thicker like this one, definitely use a little bit of liquid adhesive to ensure that they stick. But that's it for this card. I hope you guys enjoyed. I will finish it off with a couple of gems, and then I'll show you some detail close photos. So again, I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching, and be sure to subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!